Hi guys, Tammy here from Formflex Compound, and today I'm working on making some Formflex castings to look like wood, and so I thought that I would show you how I did it. I've done this on a pre-recorded video prior as well, but there's a lot of new people, so I'm trying to redo some of the content that I've already done. So the first thing you want to do is you want to start out with this reticate liquid wood, okay? And there's different brands of this. I've seen them at Home Depot, Lowe's, all that. This is just what I happen to have, and mine's pretty old. The one thing you do want to do is you want to stir it really, really good. I use a plastic fork so that I can get everything broke down in it and stir real good at the bottom. Then what you want to do is I put two coats. There's a dark and a light, and I put a base coat of burnt umber on this frame. This is a mold from Redesign by Prima, I think. And I painted it with the burnt umber because I want mine to have kind of a little bit of red in it, like a cherry would. And I'll show you later, I'm making a bunch of these frames on another video, what we're gonna do with these. So anyway, you just put two coats on, you let it dry. I let it dry in between both coats. Okay, you can paint yours white to begin with. You don't have to put a base coat on it. I usually do. Like I said, the only reason, because I know what effect I want, is the reason that I painted the burnt umber. And the first coat that you put on is gonna go on a little bit splotchy. This seems actually a little runnier than normal, but anyway, I did mix it up before we got on camera, so I know it's mixed well, because all that stuff will settle to the bottom. But then when you go back over it after you let this dry, it really doesn't take that long to dry either. This dries pretty fast. I wouldn't force it with heat guns or anything. I let it dry by itself. And then once you put that second coat on, it really does take the second coat very, very well. So there you go. There's that. Oh, you know why it might be looking like it's thin? The base coat's not dry. I just did it. I didn't even think about it. That's what it is. Yeah. So anyway, let your base coat dry. I just painted the base coat just like a few seconds ago. So after you've got your second coat on, this is what it's going to look like. Okay. So this is dry. This has two coats on it. And we're going to go ahead. I'm going to show you a couple of different ways. This is my favorite one, okay? And I did spray this one with a matte finish when I was done. But I also used a water base antique on it. And then I used a little bit of an oil base. This fake wood or whatever, the reticate liquid wood is also a water base. So it's really easy to clean up. If you want a real shiny finish, there's a real shiny finish. And with that, I use strictly this right here. I used Minim Wax, and this is an oil base. So it just depends on what kind of look you're going for. But this is great for furniture, for fireplace, hearths, anything that you want to do to make it look like wood, okay? So I'm going to just show you how this is so easy. Anybody can do it.
What you looking for?
Just a brush. It's like... I'm just going to put some of this antiquing on here, and then I'm going to wipe it back. Okay. And I mean, these water-based antiquings, they come in all different colors too. I've had this one for so long. I have one that's kind of, I think they call it Tuscany, and it's a really pretty one, but it's a little too orange for what I'm looking for. And like I said, your base coat, you don't necessarily, you can do any color base coat you want, or you can do no base coat. I highly recommend that you do a base coat on this, whatever you choose. I usually just do kind of a white base coat on it, but I know what look I want, and I want more of a red. And the burnt umber, I actually, this one, I think, or that one, I think I mixed burnt umber and a little bit of red crimson with it as my base coat. So then I'm just going to put this on here, and I'm just going to let that set for just a second. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and wipe it back. And you can leave that on. It says between 5 and 15 minutes, so. And then you can wipe it back just to let that penetrate through it. And just make sure you got all your edges. And then I'll show you. Let's put this aside and wipe this off.
You wash it?
No, because I'll probably need it again, and I don't want it wet.
Okay.
Okay. Then this one I'll do with
Bring that into camera a little more.
my oil base, and since it's oil base, and I just keep the same brush over and over, and I keep it in a plastic bag. So I'll put this on it. I wish I had a different color, like a redwood or something like that. What color am I using here? Chestnut. Okay, so I'm going to do a chestnut, and I did stir that well before I came on too. Same thing with this one. And you can just let it, you can see how easy the oil base just glides over it. And you can do a couple coats depending on how dark you want it. You can wipe it back. You can do just basically anything you want. And I really liked when I mixed the two. I've never mixed the water base and the oil base. And I did that with that one piece yesterday because this brown was just, the antiquing wax was just a little too brown, and I want a little more reddish tones in it. And I'm using a really light fluffy brush, and you guys, actually I think this is some kind of makeup brush, but it's just light and fluffy. And I'll probably let this dry pretty good before I wipe it back because of the look I want. But see, you can see that this mold here is a mold that I got off of Etsy. Don't ask, because the company was a Russian company. I got it many, many years ago, and they are no longer on Etsy. So I can't even tell you where to get one from. I love this mold. It's one of my favorite. You said what?
Down here on the edge.
On the edge.
Yep,
Oh,
right
yeah, there we go. Okay.
Thought I saw something. Sorry.
It always helps when you have somebody else helping you. You guys, today's so disappointing. I hope everybody's safe with all these earthquakes and stuff. We just had the news on. So I had help. My daughter came over. Pam's here. First time I have help in forever. And guess what? We have 0 internet service. So what's new? Surprise.
The internet never works when you need it to.
Yeah. And I have no internet at home. We have no internet here. Amber said she's having trouble with her internet, so I don't know if it's just our area. They're supposed to come tomorrow to fix the internet here, so who knows what's going on. And I got a notification when we found out we have 0 input and output here, and she's was running it off of a hotspot, that my internet at home is supposedly working now. So yeah. We'll see. I don't know. It's crazy. I don't get it.
My internet at home is broke too.
So anyway, there you can kind of see, you guys. Isn't that beautiful? I hope that it shows up on camera as pretty as it does here.
It does.
And I'm going to let it dry, okay? And you got to trust the process. Don't mess with this stuff a whole lot. Don't fiddle with it. Just let it dry on its own, okay? If you really want to get the full effect of it, I'm not a big fan of everything with the heat gun. I know a lot of times it makes it really difficult. When you're doing lives and stuff, you always have to hurry up the process because nobody wants to watch anything dry. And that's why I try to have everything kind of planned out when I come on, because the stuff does have to dry. Okay, so we got that. And then I'm going to wipe this one back. And we'll see how much, gosh, I don't have much clean area left on my sock. I got my other sock wet. But I'll wipe this back.
Bring it into frame a little bit.
Yeah, I think it needs to set on here longer. I let it set like 15 minutes the last time. So I might just put some more back on it, let it set. Because I'm really looking for that really rich tone. But you can kind of see if you want a lighter color here. I don't want to wipe too much back. And if I let this get darker, I actually went in and took my wet brush of the oil base and added the oil base to it. Yeah, that needs to set. I'll probably put another coat of wax on this. I really don't want to mix the oil base with it right now. So we're going to leave this set.
A little while longer?
Yeah, I may not even wipe it off because I want it on there for a while. I almost want that to dry. As you can see, I'm just pulling it right back off because it's not drying. And I need all of these for a project, so I kind of want them to all look the same, if that makes sense. And try to get 8 picture frames that are going to look the same. That's going to be difficult, especially when you're using a wood tone.
You got this.
Yeah. Okay, so there we go. I'm just going to let that one set, okay? And like I said, I mean, it's pretty just like that. You could let it dry and then add some of the chestnut in it, and that's kind of what I did with this particular piece. But that's how easy it is, and there's so many things that you could do with it. As far as you could use a light wax, you could use a white undertone. I mean, there's just a lot of possibilities if you're trying to get a wood finish, what you could do to create that. Then the next thing, I did post a post on using some of the powders.
Oh, the pigment powders?
Yeah, and here's, I mean, you'll see it if you're on our page. There's that right there. That's what I did with the pigment powder. It turned out really pretty. The colors, this pigment powder is a little bit lighter than other pigment powders as far as concentrate goes. Using it when I've used like the Deb's DIY, I love her pigment powders. They are so concentrate that a little bit goes a long way. But the one thing that I did do is I took and used I put a little bit in some Form Flex, okay? And I'm going to show you that. I didn't even think about this not being dry with the base coat. So what I did is I put some of the purple in a little bit of Form Flex. Okay, right here. Now I got stain all over my hands. Now I've got to ruin my purple clay. Already I can see it.
Oh, do you want me to?
And what I wanted to do was I was going to take this light fixture and I'm going to put this on it here. And I'll cut the Form Flex out from the back. And this is a hydrangea. And so I thought, oh, since I got this purple that I mixed up, I might as well try it. I mean, I might as well make a purple hydrangea and then just add some pigment lightly. And I've used wax with the pigment. I've used no wax with the pigment. I use straight water with it. It works great all different ways. And hopefully that will be another video. That's the one that we started when we found out that we had no internet service. So we'll hopefully do another one. Okay, so that's all I'm gonna do. And once this comes out, the way that you can add pigment and to get a watercolor effect is amazing. I've done the same thing on lives, you guys, using just straight FormFlex, squirting the FormFlex with water. That's the one thing about the FormFlex. Once it's dried / cured, you can literally just squirt this with water and thin your paint down, and you will get the best effect to look like you have worked on a watercolor. So anyway, that's the purple. I'll show you a picture of this one after I get it done and out of the freezer. But that's how easy it is to use FormFlex. If you've never tried it, you really should try it. One thing I might do, and I might suggest here, okay, if you can see, you can kind of see where I'm going to cut this, or where I want this placement. So what I might do here, let's see, it's going to go that, I'm going to try and match this up. What you can do with any of this is you can take your finger or anything and you can kind of indent that before you actually put it in the freezer. A lot of the times I'll make a hollow back of some sort, like on the wine bottle where I put the lion. I'll kind of take something like a bead or something and roll it in there and kind of take out where it's going to curve or whatever. And not only that, it saves on clay. I mean, it saves on your compound. You don't use as much. But you can hollow out the back of something when you know that you're going to use it. So I'll have her put that in the freezer. But the FormFlex is really easy to cut. If you've seen other ones, I would just simply take this, set it on here. I don't know if you've ever done light switches. I've done a lot of them. I'll paint the light switch. But you can just draw that right there and then cut that out. And this one has a canal and a channel because I was going to take and put a stick in it. So anyway, that. Then the other thing that will be also coming up on another video, this is another day. This right here is really pretty. Kind of thinking ahead for Christmas. I don't know, can you see that there? Mm-hmm. And this is done with black and some fingernail stuff. So anyway, that's pretty much what I have. I hope that you found this video useful. And if you know anybody that might enjoy it, please sprinkle it out for us. We'd appreciate it. You can see this is coming to get dry. I'm still not going to wipe it because I'm not ready to. I want it really dark. And then I will be adding some of the chestnut. So the water base and the oil base does work if you just kind of are looking for like a light effect, like pouncing it or whatever. That's actually what I did. This one here is drying. I may wait till this completely dries and I'll go back over it and maybe add a second coat, maybe not. So it's just all what you want, and you can find anything to match what your needs are when it comes to creating wood with FormFlex. So hope everybody has a great day. Hope everyone stays safe, and let's hope that there's no more earthquakes.
No kidding.
Thank you for watching. Bye now.
And if you guys haven't joined our Facebook,
oh yeah,
we have Facebook FormFlex Compound Creations, excuse me. And if you haven't, like and follow us on Facebook, FormFlex Compound. Thanks, you guys. Have a good day.